The beauty of Chianti lies not just in the wonderful wines, but in the hills and the valleys of the region. Laying between the cities of Siena and Florence in Tuscany, the rolling hills and vineyards of Chianti are best explored on foot. We start our journey in Siena, and over the course of several days we travel north to Florence. There's no other place to start than the centre of all activity in Siena, the Piazza del Campo, made famous by the fiercely contested Palio, where riders from each contrada race around the square twice a year. The 17 contrada are the various wards of the city, each with its own distinct identity. You see their flags and markers all around the city. So let's head out now. The film that follows is unashamedly a feast for the eyes. And we're soon in open country and our first vineyards where, in early October, the harvest is underway. But as we travel through, I will take the opportunity to go back over time, to think of what went before these hills were so heavily cultivated. Oh, I forgot to mention that whilst we will be covering up to 12 miles a day, we're being looked after by the lovely Maria and her superb picnic lunches with some of the finest local produce and wines.
Zero kilometri.
0 chilometri. Ok.
And the day's end is not too shabby either. Day 2, and we enter the estate of San Pirro, one of the many Chianti vineyards from which come some of their finest wines. While you enjoy the journey from the comfort of your seat, I'll fill you in on some of the history of the area. The medieval and Renaissance city-states of Siena and Florence were rivals, both economically, politically, as well as culturally. The hostility between them reached its height in the 13th and 14th centuries, with significant battles and wars that defined the region. It's hard to imagine the clashes that may have happened in these hills. There was a decisive battle at Monteperti in 1260, in which Siena prevailed. Siena was artistic and prosperous due to its banking interests, and the city supported the Holy Roman Emperor. Florence, on the other hand, supported the Pope and was one of the wealthiest cities in Europe, dominated by its merchant class, as well as the centre of trade for banking and wool production. Another day dawns, and we gather in the town square to explore a few more miles. 300 years after its success at Monteperti, Siena finally fell in 1555 to the power of Florence. The division between Siena and Florence was in fact a reflection of the larger power struggle across Europe between church and state. Undaunted, there is something invigorating about hiking in the rain, with a sense of satisfaction. But to finish the story, despite the conflict between them, both cities left a profound cultural legacy. As both emerged from the medieval period, Florence gradually extended its influence over much of Tuscany. And by the 16th century, Florence, under the rule of the powerful Medici family, had become the dominant power. And so we're reaching Journey's End, and it's time to leave the tranquility of the Chianti Hills behind and join the tourist bustle that is Florence. At least it was a chance to settle into our comfortable hotel close by the Ponte Vecchio. Florentine art and culture flourished, with figures like Botticelli, Michelangelo, and Leonardo da Vinci contributing to its global reputation.